Hi creatives, welcome back to my YouTube channel, The Creative Light. If today is your first time of stopping by, you are welcomed. In today's tutorial, we'll be learning how to draft a basic bodice block. If this is something you are interested in, keep on watching. The first thing to do is to mark 1 inch as your starting line. That's the shoulder point or top line. Then you rule across. So to get the measurement for the box, you divide your biggest body circumference. I use my hip divided by 2 plus 1 inch. And I mark 21, right? That same 21, I'm just going to mark it down so that I can be able to create a box. The hip measurement was divided into 2 for us to draft the front and back pattern together in the same box. Then you connect the points. So now this 21 inches that is here now, you're going to divide it by 2. 21 divided by 2 is 10.5. So you're going to divide your box, the whatsoever the measurement you have there, you're going to divide it by 2. I hope you understand me. Then you mark it down. Connect the marks. The next measurement to take is the shoulder measurement. So you put half of your shoulder, right? You mark half of your shoulder measurement. On that shoulder point, you go down by 1 inch, which is the shoulder slope. The next measurement is the neck width. For the neck width, I use 3 inches. That is the standard neck width for an adult. 3 inches neck width and 3 inches neck depth. Then I connected it. I made a curve there. Then on that shoulder slope, you will divide your bust by 6, then add 1.5 to it, right? Then mark it. So to get a straight line, you're going to measure it from that shoulder point to that chest line, right? You do the same thing for the back. You connect the lines. Then I label it chest line. The chest line for the front and back bodice is the same, right? So that shoulder measurement, I'm going to put it on that chest line, right? Bring it down on that chest line. Then I connected the shoulder slope to the neck width. I connected the shoulder to the chest line. The next measurement I'm going to take from the shoulder, I'll get my bust line, shoulder to my nipple point, right? So I'll connect it. Shoulder to my nipple point is 9 inches. I'll mark it there. Then I labeled it. The next measurement is shoulder to waist. My shoulder to waist is 16.5. So whatsoever your own measurement is for the front waist, you're going to mark it, right? Then I labeled it waistline. The next measurement is shoulder to the top length or shoulder to the hip. And the shoulder to the top length for this one is 23 inches, while my my exact shoulder to hip is 26 inches, right? But this is just a top. It's not going to get to my hip, right? But that place is the hip measurement you're going to use at that point. So I came down to the armhole. I folded my tape into two to get the midpoint. Then on that point, you go in by ½ inch, right? Then on the chest line, you divide your bust measurement by 4. That is quarter of your bust measurement, and mark it, right? Then you connect the shoulder slope to the mid armhole point and the chest line. See the way I kept the curve? The 3 points, you connect them, right? So the next measurement to take is the dart. Want to take a dart. So for the dart, you get half of your nipple to nipple measurement. That's your bust span measurement. You divide it by 2, right? You mark it on your waist, on the bust line, and on the hip line, right? So on the waist point, I'll go out by ½ inch. That's on the left side and right side. I came out by half inch, right? Then on the bust point, you go down by 1 inch. Then on the top length, you go up by 2 inches, right? You now connect it. Draw your dart legs. You connect it to the waist. Then connect the one above the top length to the waist, right? So that is it for the dart. The next measurement to take is your round waist measurement. So you divide your waist by 4, mark it. Then the dart intake, which is 1 inch, right? You mark it also. I hope you understand me. Then on your top length, you divide your hip by 4, right? And mark it. Then you connect the points. You connect the chest line to the waist. And the waist to the top length or hip, right? So the difference between the front and back, my front and back waist is 2 inches, right? My front waist is 16.5, while my back waist is 14.5. So that difference on that bust line, I came down by 2 inches, right? So whatsoever your difference is, you're going to go down on the bust line, right, with that same measurement. So I connected it to that nipple point. That 2 inches is the bust dart. Then we'll go to the back. The front right now is ready, right? So for the back, on that waist, you just go up by the difference that you have. My difference is 2 inches, right? So on that waist, you just go up by 2 inches, right? Then this other side, I measured the back waist, that is 14.5, so that I can be able to connect the 2 points, right? So now this is the back waist. Then the next is for it to be easy, you just go on that top length, you still go up by the 2 inches difference. I hope you understand me. So if the front top length is 23, the back top length is going to be 21 because of the 2 inches difference, right? Then I connected it. I labeled it top length. On the shoulder point, The same neck width, you mark it, that's 3 inches, but the neck depth for the back is 1 inch, right? Then you make a curve to connect the 2 points. Then you put your shoulder measurement, half of your shoulder, you go down by 1 inch or dash on that shoulder point, right? And connect it to the neck width. The shoulder measurement, you're going to put it on the chest line. Then connect the chest to the shoulder. On that armhole line, you get the midpoint by folding it or dividing it by 2, right? On that point, you make a mark. Then you go in by 1/2 inch. Then on the chest line, you put quarter of your bust measurement rather. Then you connect the points, the 3 points, the chest line, the midpoint, and the shoulder slope. To shape the waist, I use 1 inch, right? You can use 0.5, 0.75, but me, I use 1 inch. So that's 1 inch. I'm going to connect it to the chest line. Then I'll also connect it to the top length, right? That's the hip line. So from that, not the 1 inch, from the back, right, see where I placed my tape, I'm going to get half of my nipple measurement. I'll also mark half of my nipple measurement on the chest line and also on the top length, right? Same way we did for the front. You want to take our dart. So you connect the 3 points, right? So the that intake is 1 inch, 1/2 inch on the right and 1/2 inch on the left. On the top length, you go up by 2 inches. For the back, you just connect from that chest line to the waist and waist to above the top length. That's the 2 inches, right? So now we want to take the waist measurement. So you're not going to start from that waist shaping. See the way I placed my tape from that, after that 1 inch, right? You're going to put your quarter of your waist, then your dart, the measurements you took for your dart, which is 1 inch, that's what you're going to put, right? Then on the top length, you divide your hip by 4 and mark it. Then you connect the chest to the waist and the waist to the hip. And the back pattern is ready. So the next thing I'm going to do is to cut it out. The front and back pattern is ready. The difference is the 2 inches, right? So for the bust dart, you're going to fold it from that point to the chest line, right? So when you do that, the two sides, the front and back sides, the top length, they are going to be the same. Can you see that? Then you just get a piece of paper or on your fabric, just make that place, align it to the armhole point, right? Then you take your sewing allowance. All right, that will be all for today's tutorial. If you found this video useful, please give this video a thumbs up and leave a comment. If you have any question, ask your question and I'll gladly respond to your question. See you in my next one. Bye.